Hi, this is Steve. I recently watched an excellent discussion on YouTube between Alex O'Connor and Konstantin Kisin about whether or not physical harm and word-based harm should be treated as the same by both society and in law. In other words, is it okay to restrict, indeed criminalize speech to the extent we do with physical violence? The video is in the description if you want to watch it. It's an excellent discussion. But I want to speak to a specific part of the discussion. Alex asks Konstantin what the moral difference is between physical harm and psychological harm from words, insults. After all, they both cause harm. Here is a perfect example of over-intellectualizing, over-theorizing something, such that it loses touch with the real world. It may be fun and interesting, but it's of little practical benefit. Indeed, it can be dangerous. As well as the good, there's been plenty of bad come out of academia by this impractical, non-real world theorizing approach. So here are my specific thoughts. Around 99% of people would agree that, in around 99% of cases, physically harming someone is wrong. This is not true of language, of words and phrases. The degree of agreement on any given word or phrase being harmful, to the extent that it should be banned from use, would be much lower. We could find occasional words or phrases that may pass the 99% agreement test, but they are very rare. In the vast majority of cases, the agreement of harm from a word or phrase would be far, far lower than 99 or even 90 or even 75 or even 50%. Also, there's little room for subjective interpretation of whether physical violence has caused harm, other than at the very trivial level. A blow designed to cause physical pain will do so, objectively. But being hurt or offended by a word or a phrase is clearly subjective. Some people are easily offended. Others take a more relaxed, sanguine approach and ignore rudeness or provocation or laugh at it, often the best response. Furthermore, you can't game the system as easily where physical violence is concerned, for example, by pretending that being punched hard in the face hurt when really it didn't. The most you could do is pretend it hurt a bit more than it really did. But with words, you can literally tell a 100% lie by saying you're hurt or offended purely to try and shut the other person up, to gain sympathy from others, or make the other person a social pariah, when in reality, you weren't hurt at all. You're simply manipulating a situation in which you don't agree with the other person or don't like their view to your own advantage. It's the direct precursor to the totalitarian, politically motivated censoring of free speech. So, is there a distinct, in other words, total clear water difference between physical harm and psychological harm from words? No, but there is sufficient difference, practical, real world difference, as opposed to theoretical moralizing difference, not to conflate the two, not to treat them as if they're the same. The old phrase, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names can never hurt me, is good ancient wisdom. I would perhaps tweak it just a bit to say, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names can only hurt me if I let them, or if it suits me to say that they have, which is a massive practical difference and encapsulates why physical and language-driven harms should not be conflated. As I say, particularly for mere theoretical socio-political maneuvering which sadly is how this sort of academic style overthinking is used, or rather abused, by those looking to muddy the waters in society and confuse people for their own ends. Thanks for listening.